I know. All right, here we are. It's Wednesday, right? Oh, you're so pretty with your lipstick on. I didn't notice that earlier. All right. We're going to start in a seated position today. I'll stay close because people are still joining. So we'll come into whatever seat allows you to feel like you can settle. I notice patterns in myself, so often that means that I have my right heel drawn in first in a cross-legged seat, and that feels so natural and effortless and all the things, but it's also clearly a habit. So today I will change the cross of my legs, drawing the left heel in first, just to try and feel if that could feel as centering for me. Likely it won't, and that's okay. That's the practice. Can I settle even if something feels different, a little off, not as comfortable, not painful, but just not routine? And so we'll take a few moments to rock forward and back a little and side to side a little. And just notice if you've chosen a different kind of seat than you typically do. How does it feel centering your weight? And then when we feel like we're centered, doesn't matter what it looks like, but it feels pretty even and balanced on both sitting bones. We'll come to some stillness. We'll begin to really tune into the parts of our body that are touching the earth. Perhaps your feet, your ankles, your lower legs, maybe your knees, your thighs, your sitting bones connecting to whatever you're seated upon. As we ground down here into our legs, into the awareness of the parts of our body that are touching the earth, this is the element of earth in our body. Our root chakra, Muladhara. Our sense of security, our sense of belonging. And here we will acknowledge the land we are on. Here on Whidbey Island, the land of the Tulalip tribe. Seattle, the land of the Duwamish tribe, all Coast Salish people. In that land acknowledgement, we acknowledge that there have been many generations of people tending to the land in a way that is sacred. And many generations of people have been made invisible through colonization. We acknowledge we are not owners of this land, but rather can learn to be stewards. And feeling into the space right there at our perineum, and our sitting bones, the tip of the tail, our root chakra. You might even imagine that there's a deep red light. So our connection to survival, to community or tribe, to the collective and our place within it, family of origin, and our chosen family. The shadow aspect is fear. In this time of COVID in the past year, there's been a lot of collective fear. So even if your own life has felt pretty secure, there has been fear in the collective. We acknowledge that fear exists and that we have practices to help us stay steady when fear arises. We'll move our awareness up to the sacrum and our sacral chakra, svadhisthana, a space of intimacy, creativity, sexuality, and connection. You might imagine a deep orange light. For those of us who are living alone, this past year might have presented challenges with intimacy and connection. We honor that everyone's lived experience has been wildly different in this time of COVID. Svadhisthana translates into sweetness. And intimacy is more than sexuality. You might think of ways that you've been creative in still finding some intimacy with self and others during this time. The shadow of this chakra is guilt. We acknowledge that guilt is real and can be processed and metabolized. We draw our awareness up to the solar plexus, third chakra, Manipura, shimmering jewel. And our connection with personal power and power dynamics and will. You might imagine a bright yellow light. The shadow of this chakra is shame. We acknowledge that shame is real and can be processed and metabolized. We acknowledge that we are often in power dynamics of power over, which is always domination, and power under, which is always oppression. As practitioners of yoga, we seek to find power in alignment with power that is non-harming. We'll draw our awareness up to the center of the chest, the sternum, and right between the shoulder blades. Anahata, the heart chakra. A space of love that is beyond conditions and expectations. Universal love. You might imagine a bright green light. Anahata means unstruck. Translates to unstruck. For me, that means a love that is not struck down by our human experiences of grief and loss and abandonment. Some call this kind of love Christ consciousness or loving kindness. And the shadow of this chakra is grief, in particular, unresolved grief. We acknowledge that grief is very real and can be processed and metabolized. We have all experienced loss in this time of COVID, and undoubtedly grief, whether it's been in our awareness or not. And we draw our awareness up to the throat, right in the center of the throat, and Visuddha chakra. Space of learning to speak our truth with kindness and compassion. Understanding the difference of being nice and placating, which is not truthful speaking, or being kind, which is speaking our truth with fierce compassion, knowing we are coming from a clear place. You might imagine a light the color of a bright blue sky. The shadow of this chakra are lies. And lies to ourselves as well as the lies we might speak to manipulate. We acknowledge that we have all lied in small or big ways, and that we can learn to speak our truth in a way that is non-harming to ourselves and others. Asking ourselves, is it true? Is it kind? Is it necessary? And from the throat, we'll allow our awareness to come to the third eye point and the midbrain, ajna chakra, a place of intuition, vision, trust in our visioning, trust in our intuition. You might imagine a deep indigo light filling the brain. And the shadow of this chakra is illusion. In this past year, we have seen illusion and delusion run rampant even through our yoga communities, conspiracy theory. We acknowledge that people have very different awareness of what is true, what is real, and that we can continue to refine our own visions so that we can hold firm boundaries with compassion. We have our awareness now at the crown of the head. You might even imagine you're wearing a crown of crisp, bright, luminous violet light. Diamond light in its reflection. Sarasrara Chakra, the crown. Our connection to the vast vault of consciousness, to the God of our own understanding, and to the thoughts that are not quite yet formed, but can create a whole different paradigm. Here we feel into our inherent dignity and the inherent dignity of all people and all beings. The shadow here is spiritual bypassing. Being so connected to what we perceive as divine download that we forget the lived experiences of others and the work we have to do here in this 3D reality. For the next few moments, imagine that you can inhale awareness from the crown all the way down to your root. Exhale, root all the way back up to the crown. As you inhale, crown down. Exhale, root up. Imagine you're drawing all of that awareness, cosmic downloads, information into a rooted and grounded place. On the exhale, coming from that rooted and grounded place, allowing our awareness to open up to the universe. And then palms gather at your heart. May this practice settle our nervous systems, allow us to ground and really feel into our physical body, our breath, so that when we have insight, profound insight come in, we can take action and create a new paradigm from a place that is really rooted and intentional, from a place that is grounded in awareness of all beings. May this practice serve the good of all beings. One Om together. Om. All right, my dears, we're going to start on our backs. And as we do, draw the knees into the chest. And do a few circles one direction and a few the other. Then hug your knees in. Curl your face up toward your knees. Give your body a big squeeze. And then bring your head down and twist to the right. So as you twist to the right, you might have something between your knees. See what feels useful. Notice any tension in the low back or the shoulders. Allow your belly to draw in just to support the low back, a light drawing in. And then come back to center and twist to the left. And notice if there's a difference here in the right side of the low back or the shoulder. A light drawing in of the belly to support length at the low back. And then slowly coming back to center, we'll cross our right leg over our left like eagle legs. So some of you might be able to easily wrap your foot behind, not possible in my body. So you might just stay with your knees crossed. We'll interlace the fingers behind our head for extra support of the neck. Inhale here. Curl head, neck, and shoulders up. Keep your head as still as possible. Draw your legs away from you. Inhale. Knees toward you. Exhale. Legs away. Inhale. Knees toward. Exhale. Legs away. Inhale. Knees toward. Exhale. Legs away. Knees toward. Now knees stay still. Head goes halfway down. Inhale. Curl up. Exhale. 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 Now both legs reach away. Head goes halfway down. Gather it together. Lengthen out. Gather together. Lengthen out. Gather together. Lengthen out. Gather together. One more. Lengthen out. Gather together and hold. Breathe. Bring your head down and allow both of your legs to go to the left in this eagle cross. So you might have a pillow underneath. Right arm out to the right. Slowly back to center. Unwind your legs. Do a few knee circles in one direction and a few the other. And then your left leg crosses over the right, eagle legs. Hands behind your head. Curl head, neck, and shoulders up. Stay up with the head. Just your legs reach away. Knees gather in. Legs away. Knees in. Legs away. Knees in. Legs away. Knees in. Now knees stay still. Head halfway down. Curl up. Halfway down. Curl up. Halfway down. Curl up. Halfway down. Curl up. Now both lengthen. Gather. Lengthen. Gather. Lengthen. Gather. Lengthen. Gather. One more. Lengthen. Gather and hold. Breathe. Draw the belly in. Breath might be shallow. And then put your head down. Keep your legs in the eagle shape. Both legs go to the right. You might have a pillow or something to support. Left arm out to the left. Notice how this type of twist might feel different. You might feel more in your hips versus your low back or your thigh. Or maybe it's similar. All bodies are different, and that's the beauty. And then release. Come back with your feet as wide as feels comfortable for your body. Some folks might have them wide as the edge of the mat. Others might be just a little wider than the hips. And we'll windshield wiper the legs. Now at first, we'll just windshield wiper. The hips are kind of moving around. One lifts as the knee goes the opposite direction, that kind of thing. We probably have a pretty big range of motion here. Then come back to center and draw your belly really strongly in. Bring your low back to the floor. And then windshield wiper without letting the hips come up. Anchor down the sacrum and the hips. And you might notice a very different range of motion, much smaller for most of us. But you also might notice that you can feel into the hip flexors a little bit, the muscles deep below the abdominals. So let's let both of the knees fall to the left, probably just a little ways here. Keep drawing the belly really strongly in and see if you can feel into that right side, deep under the abdominal muscles. And then let both knees come just a little ways over to the right. Keep drawing the belly in, grounding down the hips and low back, and see if maybe we can get just a little awareness of the muscles deep to the abdominals right there in the front of the hip. Great. Come back to center, my dears. Allow your legs to go up to the sky. Legs are mostly straight. Hands might be behind your head. Legs go very slightly to the right. Draw your belly in, curl head, neck, and shoulders up. Place your head back down. Keep your legs where they are to the right, but bring them towards your elbow. And then away from you. And then straight back up to center. Inhale. Exhale, legs go slightly to the left, not too far. Curl head, neck, and shoulders up. Bring the head down. Legs stay to the left, bring them towards you. And then away from you. Come back to center, inhale. Legs go right, curl head, neck, and shoulders up. Now see if you can keep your head up, legs come towards you and away from you. Inhale back to center, see if the head could stay up. Legs go to the left. Legs go towards you and away from you. Inhale back to center, place your head down. Start doing small circles with your legs, small circles. But the trick here is try to do it from the core. So draw your core so strongly in that you can feel the muscles of your core really helping stabilize the hips. So the hips stay glued, sacrum stays glued to the floor. The slower you go, probably the more you'll feel. Continue to really draw the belly in. It's super active. And then medium circles. Imagine that your belly button is going to be pinned to the floor. And then large as you can go without your hips really coming up. Keep it in the core. Of course, you'll feel your legs, but can we feel the core as much as the legs? It's a practice. Awkward maybe at first. Now go the other direction with large circles. Slow down if you can't feel anything. Draw your belly in. Notice if you're like me and you want to speed it up. Get it over with. Yeah. Medium circles. Again, keep drawing that belly in. Small circles. And then happy baby pose. Keep your happy baby legs, interlace your fingers behind your head. Inhale here. Elbows and knees come together if they can. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, gather elbows and knees together. Inhale, lengthen out. Elbows and knees. So we'll do this for a little while. Flex your feet if you can. Keep your knees bent. Next one, stay and hold. Draw your belly in. Try to get your shoulder blades up. And happy baby pose. Reach for your toes or your heels or your feet or your ankles, whatever feels useful. Soles of the feet come together. For a moment, we'll just reach for the pinky toe edge sides of the feet. Allow our heels to come toward us. And this is one of my favorite core things. We'll interlace the fingers behind our head, keep the soles of our feet together, curl head, neck, and shoulders up, then reach the legs long, keep the soles of the feet together, and gather them back in, elbows toward knees. Reach the legs long, elbows toward knees. Reach the legs long, elbows toward knees. Super inner thigh work too. Reach the legs long, elbows toward knees. Continue. Exhale as you draw the legs toward you. And then head comes down, soles of the feet stay together, but the feet come down, knees open. And then slowly come up and over on the hands and knees. And we'll inhale into cow pose. Exhale into cat. Stay for an inhaling cat. And exhale back to cow. And then dolphin pose. So perhaps you have your hands together. Your elbows are underneath your shoulders. Hips go high. Ground down through your wrists in particular. Give your knees a good bend. Lift your sitting bones up toward the sky and then draw your belly in. If you choose to straighten your legs, engage the front of your legs, the quads, like you're lifting your knees up. And then feel into How much can I ground down through my wrists and still bring my chest toward my thighs? Maybe it's just a little movement. Let's let our breath be Ujjayi Pranayama. Breathing in and out through the nose sounds like the wind in the trees or the ocean waves. Knees come down. Walk your elbows forward. Bring your palms together behind your head, child's pose. Now come to hands and knees, friends. Keep your toes tucked under and cow shape your back. Lean forward, look forward. Bend your elbows, bring your chest and chin to the floor. Keep your butt up. And then roll through cobra pose. Downward facing dog. Ground down through the pointer finger knuckles in particular, shoulders away from the ears. Bend your knees a lot. Lift your sitting bones up. If you straighten your legs, engage the quads. Look forward, walk or hop forward. Halfway lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Grab opposite elbows and hang. Notice, is your weight balanced forward or back, side to side? Could you find what feels like even? Rise all the way up to standing. Palms to the heart. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Step your right toes back. Dip your hips, lift your heart, breathe in. Straighten your leg, breathe out. Stay for an inhale. Bend the knee. Plant your palms, knees, chest, chin. Roll through cobra pose. Inhale. Downward facing dog. Exhale. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Right leg lifts. Draw the knee in toward your face. Step the foot forward. Dip the hips, lift the heart, breathe in. Straighten the leg, breathe out. Stay for an inhale. Bend the knee. Look forward, breathe in. Step forward and fold. Rise up. Palms to the heart. Arms up, inhale. Fold forward. Inhale, look forward. Left toes step back. Dip the hips, lift the heart, inhale. Straighten the leg, exhale. Stay for an inhale. Bend the knee. Plant the palms, knees, chest, chin. Roll through cobra. Downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Left leg lifts. Step the foot forward. Dip the hips, lift the heart, inhale. Straighten the leg, exhale. Breathe in. Bend the knee. Look forward, inhale. Step forward and fold. Rise up. And palms to the heart. Arms up, inhale. Fold forward. Look forward. Right toes step back. Dip the hips, lift the heart, breathe in. Straighten the leg, breathe out. Stay for an inhale. Now, bend the knee and lift the left arm up. Few breaths here. Frame the front foot, knees, chest, chin. Ashtanga asana. Roll through cobra. Down dog. Right leg goes high. Step that foot forward. Dip the hips, lift the heart, breathe in. Straighten the leg, breathe out. Stay for an inhale. Bend the knee. Reach your right arm up. Root through the big toe of that right foot. Now frame the front foot, inhale, look forward, step forward and fold. Rise up, inhale. Palms to the heart. Arms up, inhale. Fold forward. Gaze forward. Left toes back. Dip the hips, lift the heart, breathe in. Straighten the leg, breathe out. Stay for an inhale. Bend the knee. Right arm up. Frame the front foot, knees, chest, chin. Roll through cobra. Down dog. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Left leg high. Step the foot forward. Dip the hips, lift the heart, breathe in. Straighten the leg, breathe out. Inhale here. Bend the knee. Left arm up. Root through the left big toe. Breathe in. Frame the front foot, step forward and fold. Rise all the way up. Palms to the heart. Reach behind your back for opposite wrists or opposite elbows and notice which arm is on top. Breathe into the fronts of your shoulders. Squeeze your shoulder blades toward each other. Draw your belly in. Lift your right knee up. Open the right knee. Tree pose. Keep your arms behind your back. Reach that right knee up. Keep your arms, warrior three or airplane leg. Land that right foot down. Both legs are straight. Your back toes are pointed out to 1 or 2 o'clock. Draw your left hip back. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Pyramid pose, come forward, flat back, and then bow your head toward your shin. Now release your hands and frame your front foot. Maybe you have a block that you place underneath your right hand. Lengthen out, draw your left hip back, and place your left hand on your sternum or your sacrum. Root through the pinky toe edge side of the back foot and lead with your shoulders. We're going to keep our hand here. Try to stack your left shoulder open on top of the right. Keep drawing your left hip back. Draw your belly in. Fold forward over your leg. Plank pose. Come on to your right side for side plank. Plank pose. Knees, chest, and chin. Roll through cobra. Down dog. Walk or hop forward. Halfway lift. Fold forward. Rise up. Palms to the heart. Reach behind your back for opposite elbows or wrists. Try to remember and bring the other arm on top. If you're like, I don't know which arm goes on top, do it the way that feels a little weird. Draw your belly in. Breathe into the shoulders. Feel the fronts of the shoulders here. Keeping your hands how they are, lift your left knee up. Open it out. Tree. Lift your left knee up. Fly it back, airplane, warrior three. Land that foot down. Both legs are straight. Back toes point out, 10, 11 o'clock. Draw your right hip back. Squeeze your shoulder blades. Pyramid pose. Holding forward. Continue to draw the right hip back and then forehead toward your shin. Release your hands, frame your front foot for a moment. Draw your weight back. There might be a block underneath your left hand. Lengthen out your torso. Bring weight into that back heel. Draw the right hip back. Place your right palm on your sacrum and just work with the shoulders. Open your right shoulder. Belly in. Right hip back. Weight in the back heel. Frame the front foot, bow. Plank. Onto the left side, side plank. Plank. Knees, chest, chin. Roll through cobra. Down dog. Walk or hop forward. Halfway lift. Bow again. Rise up. Palms to the heart. Now, fist bump, yeah? Reach behind your back and bring your fists together and try to wiggle them up behind your heart. Might not go all the way there, but just wiggle them up off your low back if possible. Draw your ribs and belly in. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Are you having tension in your neck or throat? Reach your right knee up. Open it out. Tree. Reach your right knee up. Fly it back. Land the foot down. Legs are straight. Draw your left hip back. Continue to squeeze your shoulder blades together. Pyramid pose. Weight in your back heel. Release your hands. Fold forward. You might have a block to the outside of your left foot where your right hand goes. Left hand to the sacrum. Draw the left hip back. And the left shoulder begins to open and stack over the right. Weight in your back heel. Belly in. Fold forward over that front leg. Bring your weight back. Plank. Right side, side plank. Plank. Knees, chest, and chin. Cobra pose. Down dog. Walk or hop forward. Halfway lift. Bow again. Rise up. Palms to the heart. Fist bump behind the back. Wiggle them up. Squeeze your shoulder blades. Breathe into the front of the shoulders. Left leg up. Open out. Tree. Left knee up. Airplane warrior 3. Land down. Legs are straight. Right hip draws back. Weight in the back heel. Pyramid. Release your hands, frame your front foot, bring your weight back. Block might go to the outside of the right foot where your left hand goes. Right hand on the sacrum, draw the right hip back and open the shoulders. Right shoulder back. Belly in. Release. Frame the front foot. Plank. Left side, side plank. Plank. Knees, chest, and chin. Roll through cobra. Down dog. Walk or hop forward. Halfway lift. Bow again. Rise up. Palms to the heart. See if you can reach behind your heart with Anjali Mudra or Namaste hands. So most of us, we're not going to get all the way behind the heart, right? More like the low back. That's okay. If the heels of your hands don't come together, that's okay. Maybe it's just your fingertips, and that's okay. Right knee lifts. Right knee opens. Tree. Belly in. Shoulder blades squeeze together. Knee lifts up. Leg flies back. Leg lands back, legs are straight. Left hip draws back. Pyramid. Ooh, release those hands. Anyone feel their wrists? Bring your weight back. Block might come to the outside or the inside of your left foot. Right hand goes there. And this time we'll reach the left arm all the way up. Revolve triangle. Frame your front foot, bring your weight back. Plank. Right side, side plank, left foot could be tree. Plank. Knees, chest, and chin. Roll through cobra. Down dog. Walk or hop forward. Halfway lift. Fold forward. Rise up. Palms to the heart. Anjali Mudra behind your back. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Draw your belly in. Lift your left knee up. Open it. Tree. Left knee lifts. Fly it back. Land it back. Legs are straight, right hip draws back. Squeeze your shoulder blades. Pyramid pose. Weight in your back heel. Frame your front foot. Release your hands. Notice if you have any sensation at the wrist. And the block goes either to the inside or the outside of that right foot. Revolve triangle, right hip draws back, right arm goes up. Weight in the back heel, tricky. Big toe of the front foot. Frame the foot, draw your weight back. Plank. Left side plank. Right foot could be in tree. Plank. Knees, chest, and chin. Roll through cobra. Down dog. Come down onto your knees. Dolphin pose. So you could do it the way we did at the beginning of class with palms together. Or you could have your hands down, maybe a block between your hands. Root down through your wrists. Elbows under the shoulders. Hips go high. Find that balance of grounding down through the wrists and bringing the chest toward the thighs. Knees come down. Child's pose. Walk your elbows forward. Open palms on your shoulder blades. Come forward into Sphinx. So in Sphinx, much like dolphin, ground down through your wrists. Bring your shoulders away from your ears. Draw your belly in. And then let's push down to the tops of the feet and just lift the knees. Kneecaps lift if they can. Can you relax your butt if you engage the front of the thighs? Even just a little. And then if you can keep the butt relaxed, relax the knees down. Keep your left hand where it is. Right knee bends, right hand reaches back for the ankle or the foot. Kick the foot into the hand. Maybe you come up onto your palm, lifting the front elbow. And then draw that right heel in toward the booty. Create a pillow for your head and tuck your tail. Release. Back to Sphinx. Draw your belly in, see if the butt can relax a little. If it helps to lift your knees and engage your quads, do that. And if you can put the knees down and keep the butt relaxed and feel it more in the core, great. And then bending the left knee, reaching back there with the left hand for the foot or the ankle, kicking the foot into the hand. You might stay or lift your right elbow. Come down, create a pillow for your head, draw your left heel in toward the butt, tuck your tail. Back to Sphinx. Knees might widen, soles of the feet come together and off the floor. You might stay here or lift your elbows. Draw your belly in. Come down. Reach for both of your feet or ankles. Some of us have to widen our knees to get them, but then we'll draw our knees back in a little, kick the feet into the hands, Dhanurasana bow pose. And then forehead comes down, draw your heels in toward your booty, tuck your tail. Release, child's pose. And then over onto our backs. Maybe our heads face forward. If you want extra clothing, feel free to take it. So we're going to twist again to the right and hold it a little bit longer. So you might want a pillow or a block or something between the knees. Try to get that left knee stacked on top of the right. Move your ribs a little to the right. Left arm out in a T shape or cactus. Belly draws lightly in. Can you feel your body beginning to settle here? And what happens? Do you go off in a dream? I was just at the dog beach. So come back here if that's true for you. Notice your breath. And then we'll slowly come back to center. Hug the knees in for a moment or two, just kind of rock side to side, letting your spine settle from holding the twist a little bit longer. And notice for yourself, if you find ease in a posture, does your mind tend to wander? Or can it be present? If you find effort, struggle in a posture, does your mind tend to wander? Or can it be present? Just notice. It's continually about bringing ourselves back to presence, not about perfecting being present all the time. We'll twist to the left. I'm really trying to stack the knees. You might bring your ribs a little more to the left and then open up. Right arm in a T shape or a cactus. And slowly going back to center. And then just bringing the feet flat. And we might slowly windshield wiper the legs, drawing the belly in so it's not a big movement. Just kind of recentering, resetting the spine, the SI joints, the sacrum. So for our final pose today, I thought we could do either legs up the wall, shoulder stand, or placing a block, or even two under the sacrum and legs up to the sky. So I know for me, I like to have two blocks on the lowest setting under the sacrum, and that feels pretty solid. Breath is natural and effortless. And so if you did choose shoulder stand, you might roll down to fish. If you have a block under your sacrum, legs up, you might stay a few extra breaths here. So some of you might be in fish. If you have blocks under your sacrum, you might just bring your feet down. So it's like a supported bridge here. But we'll walk our feet away from us so that we can start to stretch a little bit the front of the hips, the hip flexors. Legs don't have to be all the way straight. Draw your belly in. And then we'll all come to Shavasana corpse pose for a few breaths. And as you rest here, you might imagine your spine, this rainbow of light from root to crown. And just notice if your awareness draws you to any center, any chakra, and just breathe and notice. And then we'll slowly make our way back up to a seat. And as we do, bringing our palms to our heart in any shape that makes sense right now for you. And just feeling from root to crown, crown to root, the flow of your energy. May this practice serve us by grounding our energy, by allowing space for breath and awareness and movement of both the physical body and the energetic body, so that we can show up in a good way. In the spirit of peace, we say Shanti, Shalom, Salam, Amani, Maluhia, Irini, Shiakan, Jam, Pache, Paz. In the spirit of our collective liberation, we are many peoples and all one being. We say Ashe, Amin, Amen, blessed be, Kapu Aloha, in Lakach, Satnam, Namaste, Atakuyasin, Black Lives Matter.